Is it possible to have a passwordless password manager? Welcome to episode 18 of the LastPass Mastery Moment series. Today I'll spend the next 5 minutes telling you how LastPass sees the evolution and journey into the passwordless world. My name is Mark Troyer and I work for the LastPass Solutions Consulting team based in the Netherlands. Today I'll talk about the journey into passwordless authentication. I'll first provide a view of the current state of multi-factor authentication and we'll explore how this will evolve in the midterm. Next, we will talk about what password actually is and how it is related to multi-factor authentication. And finally, we will discuss the journey to passwordless, its primary virtues, and how it can be practically accelerated. Let's first, however, start off by reviewing where we are in the present day. The use and availability of two-factor authentication is in its early majority adoption phase, with usage skewed very much towards internal IT in larger organizations. With this said, only a very small subset of internet websites at large actually offer two-factor authentication today. These are mainly social networking, banking, e-commerce, healthcare, and government services, just to name a few. Despite this, most internet users are familiar with some form of two-factor authentication with at least a few websites that require it. In the midterm, it is expected that the adoption of multi-factor authentication will continue to develop through 2025. The signs of this are very clear. Password-only authentication results in countless leaks, phishing exploits, leading to security breaches, and even sometimes ransomware attacks. Statistically speaking, we see proof of this in the cybersecurity insurance market, where the requirement of two-factor authentication is commonly mandatory in the terms and conditions of most cyber policies. Two-factor authentication is the quickest path to dramatically mitigating the most common IT security risks today. With the adoption drivers for two-factor authentication better understood, let's transition over to passwordless authentication. Just as a reminder, authentication paradigms normally consist of three authentication factor types. These include what you know, such as a password or PIN code, what you have, such as a smartphone or some sort of a fob device, and who you are, using biometrics such as fingerprints or facial recognition to confirm one's identity. We all know that the current what you know factor type can be problematic. Long and complicated passwords must be regularly changed and are easily forgotten. The last two factor types, what you have and who you are lightweight and gesture focused. This means that for the end user, they take little effort and are simple. The modern smartphone of the 2020s already supports these gesture focused authentication mechanisms and are widely used today. So what does passwordless actually mean? As mentioned, passwordless authentication is something to which most people are already exposed to with existing two-factor gesture authentication methods and, of course, smartphones. In a sense, passwordless can simply be defined as the current gesture authentication methods used for the first or primary authentication. Now, why do we think that this is a big deal at LastPass? Well, imagine if your authentication process into your password manager was far more lightweight and secure. In other words, you would not have to enter in your highly complex master password to open up your vault. The implication is that you can benefit from the promise of a totally passwordless experience with more security today. As of the beginning of June 2022, LastPass is the first password manager to support passwordless. Initially, the primary authentication is provided through the LastPass Authenticator application available on Android and Apple iOS. This is supported in all licensed versions of LastPass, from our LastPass Business version all the way down to the LastPass Free version. Later this year, the so-called FIDO2 protocol from the Fast Identity Online Alliance will be supported in LastPass, allowing alternative primary authentication via Microsoft Hello, YubiKeys, and other gesture-focused authenticators. Well, that's it for today. We hope that you have a better understanding of the journey to passwordless and understand how this can be realized immediately with LastPass. I would like to thank you for all your time. I'm Mark Troyer with LastPass.